Welcome to Happy Mind Thrive, where we unlock the secrets of psychology to help you reclaim your power and peace. Have you ever wondered how to make a toxic person instantly lose control without shouting or fighting back at them directly? Toxic individuals thrive on your emotional reactions, feeding off your anger and confusion like a wildfire needs oxygen to burn. But what happens when you stop feeding that fire and instead use the power of silence to completely disarm them? Today we explore 6 silent behaviors that create a deep psychological fear in those who try to manipulate your emotions. This is not about revenge or cruelty, but about establishing boundaries so strong that they feel intimidated by your presence. By the end of this video, you will possess the tools to turn the tables and become the dominant force. Let us begin this journey of transformation and discover the first powerful method to reclaim your mental space and dignity. The first behavior is to genuinely forget their drama, treating their calculated insults as insignificant noise that you simply discard. Narcissists expect their words to linger in your mind, haunting your thoughts long after the conversation has actually ended. When you genuinely forget what they said, or did you prove that they occupy zero space in your mental landscape? Imagine they throw a heavy stone at you, but instead of catching it, you let it fall to the ground. When they bring up past conflicts to reignite the drama, you simply look at them with a blank, confused expression. You might calmly ask them to remind you what happened, showing that their impactful moment was meaningless to your life. This indifference terrifies them because it signals that their attempts to control your emotional state have completely and utterly failed. This is not pretending to ignore them while boiling inside. It is true emotional detachment, where they cease to matter. Without your memory of their attacks, they cannot build the narrative where they are the powerful protagonist of your life. You reclaim your mental energy for things that actually bring you joy, leaving them alone with their own toxicity. As their drama fades from your memory, you are ready to deploy the second tool, which uses silence as a weapon. The second behavior is the art of judgmental silence, a technique that forces them to hear the absurdity of their words. Usually when they attack or lie, they want you to defend yourself, pulling you into a chaotic and endless argument. Instead of responding immediately, you maintain intense eye contact and offer nothing but a long, heavy, and uncomfortable silence. This silence acts as a mirror, reflecting their projection back onto them, making them sit with their own ugly behavior. They will start to stumble over their words, trying to fill the void because your lack of reaction is terrifying. Your expression should be neutral but slightly analytical, as if you are observing a strange specimen under a scientific microscope. Inside their mind, panic sets in as they wonder why their usual triggers are failing to produce the expected explosion. By refusing to play your part in their script, you break the frame of interaction and seize total control immediately. They begin to feel judged, not by your words, but by the sheer weight of your presence and your composure. Often they will backtrack or change the subject, desperate to escape the spotlight that your silence has cast upon them. Once you have mastered silence, you must learn to stand firm against their distorted version of the world around you. The third behavior is refusing to accept their reality, rejecting the twisted narratives where they are always the innocent victim. Toxic people use gaslighting to make you question your sanity, insisting that events happen differently than you remember them. You must remain the anchor in your own truth, trusting your perception and refusing to be swayed by their lies. When they spin a false story, you do not argue. You simply state your truth calmly and move on immediately. By denying them the validation of an argument, you starve their delusion of the energy it needs to survive. They realize that their magical power to reshape facts has vanished, leaving them powerless to manipulate your understanding of events. Keep your emotional distance and view their stories as fiction. Interesting perhaps, but having no bearing on the actual world. This steadfast refusal to join their fantasy world causes them deep insecurity as they lose their grip on your mind. Cultivate a strong sense of self-trust, writing down events if necessary to ensure your memory remains accurate and uncorrupted. They will eventually stop trying to manipulate you when they see that their spells no longer work on your mind. With their reality rejected, you can focus on building a source of happiness that is entirely independent of their influence. The fourth behavior is cultivating independent happiness, showing them that your joy does not depend on their presence or approval. Narcissists believe they are the sun around which your world orbits, and they expect you to collapse without them. Imagine the shock when they see you laughing, thriving, and enjoying life completely unaffected by their absence or their mood. Invest time in hobbies, friends, and passions that are yours alone, creating a sanctuary where they are not allowed. This sends a clear signal that they are merely a guest in your life, not the foundation of your existence. When your happiness is self-sourced, their ability to punish you by withdrawing affection becomes completely useless and laughable to you. Picture yourself glowing with inner light while they stand in the shadows, realizing they can no longer dim your shine. They feel small and insignificant because they can no longer control your emotional thermostat or dictate your daily level of joy. Share moments of your success and happiness with others, letting the evidence of your thriving life speak for itself. This independence is the ultimate shield, rendering their attempts to bring you down ineffective against your wall of positivity. As you build your own happiness, you will naturally develop the fifth behavior, becoming completely unflappable in the face of chaos. The fifth behavior is being unflappable, remaining as calm and steady as a mountain, regardless of the storms they create. They will try to shock you with outrageous behavior, hoping to elicit a scream, a cry, or a fearful look. Your power lies in the non-reaction, treating their tantrums with the same boredom as watching paint dry on a wall. This is often called the gray rock method, where you become as uninteresting and unresponsive as a rock on the ground. They will exhaust themselves trying to get a rise out of you while you remain perfectly composed and deeply relaxed. The contrast between their chaotic energy and your stillness highlights their instability to everyone watching, including themselves. Master your breathing and keep your heart rate slow, ensuring that your physical body refuses to enter fight or flight. Observe their behavior like a scientist watching a predictable experiment, knowing exactly what they will do but not caring. They start to fear you because they cannot read you. Your lack of emotion makes you unpredictable and dangerous to them. Eventually, they will seek an easier target, someone who will provide the emotional fuel that you refuse to give them. Finally, we reach the most powerful behavior of all, the one that cements your victory after they have left. The sixth and final behavior is to become better after they leave, proving they were the anchor holding you back. They expect you to fall apart, to mourn their loss, and to fail without their guidance and their supposed support. Instead, use the energy you once wasted on them to fuel your career, your health, and your personal growth. Transform physically and mentally, showing the world that their absence was the catalyst for your most impressive evolution yet. Your success screams that they were not essential. In fact, they were the obstacle preventing you from reaching your potential. Watching you soar from a distance fills them with regret and envy, knowing they lost someone truly valuable and strong. Maintain strict boundaries or no contact, ensuring they cannot return to claim credit for the new life you built. You rewrite the story where you are the hero who overcame adversity, not the victim who was destroyed by it. Your future becomes bright and limitless, unburdened by the heavy chains of their manipulation and their constant emotional demands. This is the ultimate victory, living a life so full and rich that they are nothing but a distant memory. These six behaviors combined create a fortress of self-respect that no toxic person can ever breach or destroy again. Thank you for watching Happy Mind Thrive. Subscribe for more wisdom, and remember, your peace is your greatest power.